Well, hello everyone. This is Frogman, and welcome back to Compact Claustrophobia. Last episode, we started working towards getting our fusion reactor sort of kind of figured out, and we ran into a wall of machines that is the nuclear craft mess of trying to craft a few things. So, in between episodes, I have been rather busy working in this cube right here so that we could get the couple of things that we need in order to be able to do the rest of the process. And the reason why I want to get this dude unlocked at this point, we're going to look at this line in just a second. The reason why I want to unlock this is because this is going to be how we're going to be able to craft glowstone, which is going to be how we're going to be able to craft cryothium and a few other different things down here so that we can advance a little bit further into the rest of the mess and make some of our machines work a little faster. Because of the fact, and this is the long ugly chain of how this is going to work, and this is one of those, it's been produced just so that we can do this. If we look at a fusion reactor, fusion reactors or fusion cores take various fuels and turn them into various, actual resources that we can use later on to be able to do things. And if we look at the neutron fluid has a few things that we can do with it. Or three recipes for that matter. That is to be able to make tritium and helium, and with some redstone and a little bit of the neutron fluid, we can make half a bucket of energized glowstone. So, and some potassium hydroxide, which I don't really think we have any major use for other than possibly just cranking out a few more other little things out of it. But that's how we're going to get the glowstone. We're going to have to do a little bit of work to be able to make that happen, which means we have to get one of these reactors up and running and let it run for a while because as far as I recall, it's been a really long time since I played with this. I can't get any of these magical fluids out of this reactor on just the base gases, the base stuff. I think I can do it with hydrogen and molten lithium or something down here along these lines. But like deuterium, in order to get deuterium is a very, very small byproduct that we get from running an electrolyzer with some water. It's a very, very teeny tiny amounts of that. Or we run a fusion reactor with hydrogen. And so we end up probably going to be running at least two of these reactors just so that we can get a little bit of stuff so that we can do some things. So glowstone, I don't know how much of it we're actually going to use, but we're going to try to work through that direction. So on the in-betweens, I should say in the in-betweens before we jump into this cube, because of the fact that I had to play in that cube, I unlocked a few of the other recipe or some of this section over here, because this section required us to make an electrolyzer. And let's see, hit the back button. It also required us to make a chemical reactor, and this is a section that's kind of silly. Quit pushing the wrong button. All four of these are chemical reactors. All four of these are chemical reactors because it requires a chemical reactor to make all of these little things over here in this corner. And I really wish I would quit pushing the wrong button. So in order to complete this corner, basically what I did is I went ahead and made a nitrogen collector, and a nitrogen collector is a beryllium ingot and a few of these advanced platings, and the beryllium ingot is got via nope, where is it? It is a smelting beryllium dust. Beryllium dust is got by crushing andesite in a rock crusher. So we're going to go into this cube now, and we're going to take a look at some of the stuff that's been going on. I have the top section sort of kind of lined out with a somewhat manual system. It is kind of automatically fed, but somewhat manual because of the products that we're going to be creating in here for right now. We're not going to need a lot of them, and I do not understand why every time I come in here that is set that way. There's something going on in this room, and I don't know what it is, that for some odd reason these tanks keep setting to auto output, which is not what I want them to do. But anyhow, on this side over here we have a couple of igneous extruders facing into some rock crushers, and what we're doing is we're making diorite in the bottom, crushing that down into crushed fluorite, crushed carbon, whatever that is, and zirconium dust. On the top we're taking granite and we're crushing it into rhodochrosite, sulfur, and a valinumite, or however you want to say this. Again, four out of the 5 or 6 things that we're getting produced over here, we're throwing in the trash. We're not even going to be using them. Like these right here, as far as I know, these 2 are not necessary, and this one we're not using at all. So I'm not really concerned about it. So we're taking this and hand feeding those parts into some stuff that is happening over here, as well as some things that are going on over here. So in order to produce the end-all be-all thing that we needed to be able to make the Let's see, the fusion controller, the fusion core, we needed to be able to make crystal binder. In order to get crystal binder, we needed two of the things up here. Magnesium dust we're getting from our little pickaxe mining system. Crushed obsidian, of course, we're making with pulverizing obsidian. Rhodochrosite we now have because of the rock crushers. So we need to make calcium sulfate. Calcium sulfate is a long, silly process that starts over here with an electrolyzer. Electrolyzer, we're taking water and we're turning it into the three things that we get with the electrolyzers. So I'm containing or saving the deuterium, which is the very small amount. That empty tank is the oxygen tank, and this nullifier is where we're sending all of the hydrogen. So we're taking water, turning it into hydrogen, oxygen, and deuterium. I'm taking the hydrogen, the oxygen, and we're moving the oxygen from that tank over into these two chemical reactors. The first chemical reactor is being fed hydrogen, or I should say, I can't even get it out of my mouth now, oxygen and melted or molten sulfur. So we're grabbing the sulfur from over here. We're stiffing it in this guy for now, and we're letting it do the work. Now, like I say, this is a kind of a manual temporary system because at the end, we don't really need a lot of what we're getting out of the end product. So I'll probably be reusing this system for something else. But anyhow, we melt this sulfur down into molten sulfur. We're taking molten sulfur and oxygen gas, and that creates sulfur. I should say that should create, let's get into this thing here really quick. Sulfur, spell correctly, sir. Sulfur, 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 sulfur. That should be sulfur dioxide. So sulfur dioxide is molten sulfur and oxygen gas, and that gets us sulfur dioxide. The next step is we're taking that sulfur dioxide and we're adding more oxygen to it, and we're getting sulfur trioxide. Sulfur trioxide is then mixed with a little bit of water to make sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is what we're using to do some of the process. So sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, sulfuric acid, and then in here we're taking a fluid enricher with a little bit of the fluorine right there, fluorite, which is making fluorite water with a little bit of water. We're pumping that into this dude right here, which is taking the sulfuric acid, the fluorite water. It's creating two things. So if I get this to the, can I get to where that thing is showing this direction? We're looking for, where is it? Is it this one right here? So fluorite water, sulfuric acid, hydrofluoric acid is what we get along with calcium sulfate solution. The hydrofluoric acid is going into this nullifier because we're not going to use it, and the calcium sulfite has been put into a crystallizer to get calcium sulfite. That's all of that process just so I can make 4 of those plates. Just so I can make 4 of these right here. This whole silly process. I need to make 4 of these plates, which is going to require 4 crystal binder per. Just so I can do all of that. So that got us all of the little bitty pieces, parts that we need, and all of the wonderful little things that are going on. So I can leave this room now because I'm pretty well done with it for the moment. Let's get out of here. And in all of that process, I have managed to also pre-craft and be ready to get rid of all of the other fun stuff. So fusion electromagnets require an excellent amount of this kind of stuff here. So 64 of these. If I hit start on these, I have pre-crafted the majority of all the tough alloys that we needed, the majority of all the ferroboron alloys that we needed, the majority of the steel that we needed, all that wonderful stuff, so that I can push that button and have it start. So unfortunately, for some odd reason, I had to make a couple of things. And I should have probably had it pre-craft a lot of these platings, but those platings should not take very long to craft because we have a pretty decent machine going on over here. Now, the next part we need to do is we need to make a fusion core. And a fusion core, I believe we have most of all the things ready to go. So let's have it make the 2 chemical reactors. Hopefully it won't screw this up. I've already set this up and let it go, so just do it. And we need to make a machine casing this thing, start, go, and we also need to wait on those 3. So we need to make the crystal binding. Crystal bindings, we should be able to now make plenty of. We're short that stuff. We need to make a bunch of pulverized obsidian. Go ahead, make another stack of that, please. And we can kind of sit there and stare at this pile, and it's doing its thing. 46, 45. This is going to take a little bit to get done, but I did manage to pre-craft quite a bit of it, so that's great. Cool. I guess we can, while we're waiting on that, go in here and look at this dude, or at least look at this process. I went ahead and stuck 4 more of the crafting CPUs in this, so we now have a total of 6 instead of the original 2, so we can at least craft 6 recipes at the same time. I went ahead and crafted another energy cell just so that we can get the process of the fusion reactor up and running. And I don't think, let's look through a few other things here. I think we're pretty well close to being caught up with the rest of this. This line over here is how you're supposed to be able to make diamonds reasonably cheaply, because you're going to be able to run a couple of things through an arc furnace and stuff like that. We will probably do this line eventually, however, we're not going to look at it right now. In between episodes, I ran enough of the diamond pickaxes, these guys right here, to get the bedrock pieces that we need, which, again, we should have enough now, plus a little bit of an extra, to actually make the bedrock pickaxe, which is over here. The problem is, bedrock, this stuff is going to require a high-impact compactor and the maximum size tier giant or whatever compact machine, so the one bigger than that. So we've got a while still. I'm glad I'm really glad I did that, because of the fact that just the amount of pickaxes, the diamond pickaxes that took to make that work was, I think, somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 or 20 diamond pickaxes to make that much bedrock. So 15 or 20 out of these, yeah, I mean, we're so far ahead of schedule on that part. I'm really happy about it. But again, there's a whole bunch of other things we're going to have to do. So let's see, can we make our fusion? I know now that we've jabbered on, we probably have quite a few of this stuff done. You guys are all ready. We just need to make 4 of these. So let's see if we can get 4 elite platings. So crystal binder. Let's just go ahead and do that. There's a stack of those. Plating. Elites, advanced, elites, let's get 4, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to take a little bit because we have to craft all of that stuff. Are we almost there? Finally, 64 fusion electromagnets, and I think we're going to actually need to be able to make these into some other things, so that's cool. These guys are going to be used in that high-impact compactor thingy, whatever the heck you want to call it. Yeah, that they're going to be in that as well, so there's going to be a whole bunch of things we're going to have to design and build. But back into where we were, we need to go over to unlimited dimensions. All we're going to wait on now is that fusion core to happen, and we're going to get 32 more fusion magnets for that thing. So let's see. I don't know what's going on with my mouse today. Are we done? Good deal. All right. Fusion core, please. Done. Golly, that took a long time. Okay, awesome. I will take your 32 fusion magnets. Wonderful. Neutron irradiators, all this cool stuff down here. What's a neutron irradiator take to make? Neutron. Well, I can't spell it all, can I? Neutron irradiator. Not bad. We just need to make one of these. Okay. Let's go deal with that later. Which one of these am I going to use? Because I know it can fit in one of these. I know it can fit in one of these little guys right here, supposedly. I think. Let's read our manual. Where is our manual at here? Power of the sun is possible to fit a fusion reactor. We're just able to fit within a 9x9x9. And I think the 9x9x9s are these, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, this is not that one. So it fits in one of these. Okay, cool. Alrighty then. We need to go ahead and find one of these or make one of these very empty. I'm not putting it in this one. We need to be able to use that for something else. Let's go ahead and put it in that guy right here. So this was where I was... hang on a minute. I may not do that just yet. Let me see. Do we have one more of those ancient spores? Yes. Okay, good deal. So I can rip that up. Where are we? Go. Thank you. All right. So we're going to need a couple of elevators. And I'm going to need that thing. And I'm going to need an electrolyzer and a water source. Actually, I think what I may go do is rip off the one that's in here for now, because I don't think we're going to need this for much of anything else. Come here. And we need a water source. Can I craft? I need a bunch of buckets of water. Where are all my buckets? Hang on. Bucket, bucket, bucket. Let's grab a few of these. Thank you. Can I have that out of that hand, please? Thank you very much. Good deal. Good. All honor. That's awesome. Out, out, out. Infinite water source. Thank you. How did I get one of those? Oh, we already had one. Okay, water source. We need you to craft, let's say, 7 more of those. You can do that. Oh, I got to make all that stinking plating. That's such a royal pain. Okay, well, let's go into this one, and we're going to go ahead and plop down the white elevators for right now, like that, I think. Okay, cool. Fusion electromagnets. I want to be able to get into that corner, so probably like that. Now, it's going to have to be even taller than that, I think. Well, let's see what we can do to build it. I think we can do about that tall, but then again, I think we have one that's going to be like that, right? Yeah, so we need to go up one more. It has been a long, long time since I've made one of these, and hopefully, I probably don't even have enough of the magnets. We'll find out. Yeah, I don't think he gave me enough magnets. All right, so we need to put that right there. And that'll allow me to get up and down. Yes, okay, cool. I don't think we're going to have enough. Might have enough. Put this all together. So we basically need to construct a ring of enclosed electromagnets. Something along this line here, and we got to do the same thing on the bottom. Okay, cool. Ow. Yeah, all right, nice, 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 nice. Why am I holding shift? I don't know why I'm holding shift. That's weird. Why are you holding shift? No, 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 that's not where you go. Come here. Thank you. 2, 3. Exactly enough. Okay, nice. And then the controller, I believe, goes in the middle about like that. And I think I actually have to set it on the ground. So let's go grab us a little bit of building blocks to place that down. That's fine. Just we're going to end up throwing it in the trash. Anyway, hey, what are you doing over here? Where are we? We were in that one. Okay, cool. So that dude's got to be in the middle. And I forget how big this thing is. Did it hook up? Looks like we got her hooked up. Nice. Fusion Reactor max knock powered. Yes, we know. We're good to go on that part. All right, drop down. Remove all this. Now, let's see if we can get this thing running. I mean, the problem with getting it running is getting it powered, getting enough stuff going so that it can self-sustain and warm up enough to run. So I may end up having to feed a few things into this to make it work, and I'm pretty sure at this point I'm probably going to need a lot more than that and that to make this happy. But, how in the world am I going to power this thing? Because I need to be able to power the top ring as well. And in order to be able to do that, we're going to need something. I'm going to have to do a little thinking here. We're going to need to move that guy over to the middle of the room for the minute. Once we can get it self-sustained, it'll be okay. We're just going to have to probably feed power in a couple of locations, along with being able to keep the. I brought that cube along, that energy cube, just in case we need it. But we have to be able to power all of these things, and they do not self-power through each other. So that means we're going to have to connect a power line through the top, through the bottom, and through the sides just to be able to get it to work. So let's do this. First off, I'm going to set my spawn point over here by the elevator, and I am going to grab my bag of goodies and nope, give me this back. We need the hardened flux ducts. I may need to make a few more of those. So I can connect. Give me that back. I can do something like, where's the center of the room? Center of the room is like that. So this will power the top and the bottom one. And then I can do one right here that will also pull power out of here and power this in the bottom one. But in order to get the top up here, that one and this one, we're going to have to power it in a different fashion. So let's see. Let's do this. We're going to go ahead and just be dumb. I'm going to go ahead and feed this thing from that location right there. And we're going to go ahead and make a few more of these, and hopefully that's enough to get it to work. Hardened flux ducts. Do we have any more of these? Probably not. In-bar. Okay, I got a bunch of in-bar, so ducting. Ducting. Leadstone at flux ducts. Make a few more of those. Make some of this. Just so that we have enough. Yes, go ahead and make one more. Excellent. Done. Clear. All right. So let's see what we can do. I want to say that we're going to power this from here for now. And I'm going to unhook that so that it doesn't work. And we're going to put a tunnel. Tunnel. This is going to go over here for now. This is going to power that thing. Let's turn it around so that I know which side I'm looking at. Good deal. You can power out that side. Yes, nice. You can get some water in you. Did I make a baby one? I did make a baby one. Hang on a minute. We're not done with that. Water. Make that one. Thank you. That's what I wanted. Back in here. Go. For right now, that's what we're going to do. You can start taking care of this problem. And what we're going to do is probably just feed this thing hydrogen for now, just to get it running. Which I may have to really just go ahead and do something, because I don't think that's going to even remotely be fast enough to do what we need to do. But anyhow, let's get this powered up. It might end up eating every bit of power we've got in the main base. Hardened flux duct is up. I want you on that one. Turning green, good deal. Go up here. Let's do the same thing over here. I'm just going to grab here and do the same down, and that's terrible. Terrible placement. Put it in the middle. Make it look nice. We may or may not be able to do this with this setup. I may have to go build something entirely better or different, whatever, to make this hook up and go to work. Do that again. This one's going to be up. I may have to make some better. The reason why I'm worried about this, I may have to make some better flux ducts, and we may have to worry about this. They're 200 RF a tick each to get this thing to run. 200 RF a tick to run. Probably not got enough power. Probably don't have enough power, do we? That one goes around the top. That one goes around the side. I may have to bring this thing inside there to get it to work. Yeah, we're draining pretty good, so awesome. Well, do we have any hydrogen? Can I just go ahead and pump some stupidity into this thing? It'll probably blow up if I do that. Yeah, we're going to have to work on getting a little bit more power into the problem, because I don't think we can produce enough power right now to keep this happy. Not with those flux ducts, because that's 64 times 200 and, well, 64 plus 32, so 70 something. Yeah, that's a lot of freaking RF a tick to keep those things happy. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of fiddling and playing around and getting some stuff working. But look at this. We got a reactor kind of sort of built, and if we can get something in it, we'll be able to turn it on and make it blow up, hopefully. Prevent injury overflow. Plan output, input overflow. Output in situ, leftover fluid. It's been so long since I played with one of these. I'm going to have to sit down and actually do the thought process and the work on it. And I think we're going to need a little bit better flux ducts to make this happen. And I'm also going to have to not do this. So we're going to go shut that off. I was kind of hoping I might be able to cheese this, but we may have to build that baby reactor after all, just to get this thing to link up and go to work. We may have to put one of these, one of those other. We're going to have to put like another, come on, brain, another compact machine probably in here. I'm going to have to build probably a regular fission reactor that makes a couple of thousand RF a tick, or at least, what do we figure? The numbers on that say, what was it? Fusion. These take 200 RF a tick, and we ended up with, what? Times 200. So that's 20,000 RF a tick I need to be able to make in order to make that thing stay stable. So, yeah. Nice. Okay. Well, I guess I know what I'm going to be doing in between episodes. We're going to be building something that I can light that up to make it work. So, because that dude over there is only good for about 4,000 RF a tick, and the cube that we have in there is only good for 9,000. So technically, we could probably fill up both of those cubes, both of the energy cubes, and light this thing. So I guess, guys, I've got a lot of work to do. I did get what I wanted to do done, which was I wanted to get that thing built. And I think next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to start getting it powered and running. So I'm going to have to build a system, and we will start the episode off with said system, so that we can light this thing up, make it run, make us make a whole bunch of power, and start being able to make a few cool other toys. Also, I would like to say that we're probably going to start working on automating this as well here very soon, because of a wonderful gentleman on my Discord gave us a nice program that I'm very interested to test out, and I haven't gotten to do that yet, so thank you very much for that. We'll see you guys in the next one. I've been having a little bit of fun, so hope you guys have been too. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all later. Bye.